I really think that this is the way that God works. He presents us with opportunities. Now, I don't normally turn to Hollywood for my theology. However, there is a beautiful scene in the movie Evan Almighty, where Morgan Freeman, playing the part of God, I think he's become God to all of us, just about, the voice of God today. But they're in a restaurant, and he says, if someone prays for patience, do you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them opportunities to be patient? If someone prays for courage, does he give them courage? Or does he give them opportunities to be courageous? And if someone prays for their family to be closer together, do you think God saps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? You see, God is not the genie from Aladdin. We don't get to make wishes. He doesn't have this magic wand that he waves to make everything better. He works by giving us opportunities. Opportunities for service, opportunities for success and for failure, opportunities for growth. But there's a funny thing about us humans and opportunities. We don't always recognize them for what they are. Thomas Edison really put this well. He said, opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. The way I see it, the difference between an opportunity and work is that an opportunity is something you get to do, and work is something that you have to do. If we go back to Abraham, you can see that he could have looked at entertaining his visitors as a burden, that it was work. It's something that he had to do. But instead, he viewed it as something that he got to do. For him, it was an opportunity. So then if we take a look at our gospel lesson today, we can see some of that same dynamic at work. You see, this time it is Jesus that has paid a visit to Mary and Martha. And we find Mary sitting at Jesus' feet, learning from him. And there's Martha slaving away in the kitchen. Now, this doesn't set very well with Mary. And eventually we find her complaining to Jesus about it. Did I get the wrong name? Thank you so much. Martha's doing the complaining. Now, every time I read this story, the first thing I think of is, how old are these girls? I mean, when I hear this, I think of my own kids. And I hear that whiny voice. Jesus, Mary's not doing as much work as I am. Jesus, tell Mary to help me. Martha, of course, does not get the response that she was looking for. She was told that Mary had made the better choice. And of course, each and every one of us can sit here and nod in agreement. Of course, Mary made the better choice. Who wouldn't want to sit there at Jesus' feet and learn from him? But when I think about it, I can say that I would have traded places with Martha in a heartbeat. We have heard several times in the last couple of weeks that Jesus had set his face towards Jerusalem. This was his last trip towards the cross. And here he is. What would you and I give to be able to serve him a meal? To take care of Jesus and his disciples just for one day? Wouldn't you make that deal? That would be an opportunity. But Martha did not see it that way. Martha viewed it as work. She definitely saw it dressed in overalls, or at least in an apron. And it was definitely work. So much of life comes down to this, to the way we look at things. Do we see the world as full of opportunities, or do we see them as burdens, things we have to do? How much different would our lives be if we were to look at things as opportunities? What if each day when we get up in the morning and instead of saying, I have to go to work, I said, I get to go to work? How about for those of us that are closer to school age, and I don't see a whole lot of them, but instead of, I have to go to school today, it's, I get to go to school today. I mean, even things like going out and weed, which I hate. You can ask my wife about this. I hate weeding. I missed out on a chance to audition for the 1984 Olympic band because I didn't weed. I hate weeding. But what if we looked at that as, I get to go do this. I get to make my yard more beautiful. Okay? I'm preparing a meal for my family. It's not that I have to do it today. It's, I get to bless my family with a meal. What a difference would that make? So, that's kind of my challenge to you. See if you can't go a day without using the term, I have to. Maybe you can do it for a week, maybe a month. Maybe you decide you like to do it. And you want to spend your whole life saying, look what I get to do. And maybe then you'll see all those amazing opportunities that God continually presents us with. Oh, I wanted to get back to Andrew. You see, Andrew continued to take advantage of opportunities throughout his life. That sleeper car company eventually merged with the Pullman Car Company. He did quite well for himself there. After the Civil War, he moved on from the railroads and moved into the ironworks industry. It was a natural change from there to the steel industry, and he kept those contacts he had with the railroads in order to sell his steel. In fact, Andrew's name became synonymous with the U.S. steel industry, and we all know his name because we hear it today. Carnegie Mellon University, the Carnegie Institute, the Carnegie Endowment for the Arts, Carnegie Hall. Because Andrew Carnegie, who was the son of a weaver, took advantage of opportunities. And when he sold his company, Carnegie Steel, to J.P. Morgan, it made him the wealthiest man in the world. And with that, I don't have to stop talking, but I get to.